What is going on, everybody out there? Welcome. My name is Artumon. I am fine live on twitch.tv/Artumon Gaming. I happen to be a member of a wonderful community called CyberGameway, and due to the fact that I work on a lot of production stuff and everything, and that's one of the things that I tried my best to succeed at, they asked that I do some tutorial videos for everybody and stuff on different things. So, everybody out there at CyberGameway, I hope that you find these interesting, and welcome to anybody new who comes to CyberGameway trying to find ways to up the value of their production value and stuff like that. Through most of your streaming or even doing, working with videos and stuff, but mostly with streaming and everything, the one main program that we will be utilizing most is OBS, whether it is as being as OBS Streamlabs or just plain out OBS Studio. Most of their stuff is the same, regardless of which one you actually use. The abilities that most of them do the same. I think OBS is a little bit better as far as if you're going to do recording, because OBS allows you to do pausing and stuff like that, depending on the video format that you're actually utilizing and stuff. But pretty much anything that usually gets put in OBS will eventually get put into slobs later, unless it's not something that's necessarily needed on a streaming level. So between all of them, you'll get, between both the programs, you can pretty much get everything you need and stuff and everything. Welcome to the first video. The first video that we are going to be talking about is actually sound. Sound is one of your most important things. Audio is like the most important thing when it comes to doing any kind of streaming stuff, because a lot of times people will actually not even be watching you, but be listening to you. They'll be lurking and having you playing in the background while they're playing a game, or while they're moving around the house and just kind of glancing at you and stuff like that. So your audio is one of the most valuable things you can give as a streamer. And of course, you can watch all them videos to get you a fancy setup, and like have a setup like I have, because I do have like the Go XLR, and I do have the fancy mic and stuff, the XLR mic and everything like that. You can go fancy like that and do that, but you don't have to. All right. It's good over time as you grow and stuff to upgrade your equipment and stuff, and it makes it easier to have this extra equipment outside like I have, but it's not something you need. So we're going to kind of look at ways that we can fine tune your audio actually in the OBS itself when you're setting up for your streaming and everything. And so we're going to look at that, and then I'm going to give you some tips on where to go to get information and stuff to maybe improve your audio. And most of it is just you kind of playing around to find out if you get something that you would like for your setup and everything and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and pop up over there. We'll bring this up and stuff. This is my monitor here, and you can see that I have OBS up in it. And so we're going to work on OBS itself, because I'm actually using slobs to record this, so I can make sure that I can show it. But both programs are the same, either way you look at it and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter which program you work on and stuff. It's going to be the same and everything. I'm going to go to actually be full screening what I'm doing on the monitor as I talk about this, and kind of show you what you're looking at and stuff like that, and try to keep this video short as possible. So let's go ahead. All right, so we got OBS up here, and as you can see, standard OBS and stuff. But what we're concentrating on is the audio mixer down here. This is where your mic is coming in. Once you have your mic set up, and this, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you have a headset mic, a fancy XLR mic. You can get good quality sound if you're willing to work on it. And how you do it is actually through where this mic Audix is. When you go in there, you have the ability to add all different types of filters. And you can see that I have a few of them listed here. And these are just some of the things that are already built into OBS that could make your sound phenomenal and make you better. A limiter, if you guys want to know what the limiter does, is it just makes it where you can't go over a certain decibel level. So you're going into the negatives to the actual 0 decibel, which would make it loud. You want to keep yourself low. I have it mine at a -2, so that way, like when I'm doing videos with OBS or streaming at OBS, that I don't peak the mic. You don't want to peak and be like screaming in people's ears. So having a limiter in there will just make sure that you don't go over that loud noise and actually in the mic and having that issue with it and stuff. And the release time is just how fast it reacts to you. A good way to get it if you're a screamer to make sure when you start screaming and stuff and shouting that you're not, really hurting your viewers' ears. Compressor is to bring the lower end up and try to compress your sound so your volume is kind of equaled out at all times and stuff like that. Pretty simple and stuff. It has different ratios depending on how well you compress it and stuff. You can play around with this and get a lot of different sound quality out of that. But my warning with this is you don't want your sound to be too compressed. So don't like really over compress your sound, because then it's not going to sound that good to people who are trying to listen to. Gain, just add volume if your mic's not loud enough normally to be able to keep a decent volume. One thing I've noticed a lot about people streaming is they can't seem to keep them louder than their gamer music. And you can barely hear them. If people are complaining that they can't hear you as much as far as your streaming and stuff, don't go in your Windows settings and just adjust anything and everything in your Windows settings, stuff like that. Just adjust the gain up on your mic just a little bit until you sound still clear to them, but you're above the rest of your sounds. Instead of trying to turn your music down this, turn your music down that, try to get a little bit equalized, kind of boost you up just a little bit through the gain and stuff. Noise gate, that's to make sure that outside noise is just not triggering your mic. And you can kind of keep a gate to keep that outside noise out. Suppressions to try to keep the background noise down. Anything that's under a certain decibel just won't be that loud and be able to come through yours. Noise suppression is one of them type of must if you are somebody who uses a condenser mic. I, however, use a dynamic mic, so I don't have that issue. But if you're somebody who uses a condenser mic, or for instance the Blue Snowball, the Yeti, the Blue Yeti, you guys should be actually utilizing that noise suppression. That'll make sure if you have any kind of fans or anything else going on in the background, your audience ain't gonna have to hear that. So keep that in mind. That's something that you guys might want to use. And the expanders, just to expand levels up a little bit. So as I said, kind of like the compressor is, just to do it a different range than the compressor is. Those are just some of the basic ones and stuff for your regular OBS or slobs. As I said, both programs are pretty much the same and have it. Another thing you could do is, because you got some people who don't have, as I said, like the Go XLR like mine, or a mixer with like all the EQs that you can kind of EQ your sound with. And believe it or not, you can make a cheap mic sound good if you know how to utilize it. One of the other plugins that you can have for OBS, if you look down here on this little list, are something called VSTs. All right. VSTs are special like plugin programs that you can use to adjust your sound. I know one thing that you might hear a lot of people who stream and stuff use, what is it? Voicemeeter Banana. That's one that people use to try to split up like their music and stuff like that. Like if you don't want your music going through stream or your voice chat going through stream, stuff like that, they'll use programs like that. And it also has the ability to adjust for EQ and stuff like that through that, which would go through that VPTS plugin, or it would go through like the ABA cables. But as I said, another thing you could do is there's so many resources out there. I brought out actually Streamers Haven, which I actually didn't really know about this one, but they actually have an article about actual VST plugins you can use in your OBS or your Streamlabs OBS and stuff like that, to be able to add different one of these in there. And some actually will sit there and do different types of suppression. Some will sit there and actually do EQ effects and stuff like that. There's so many different different VTS plugins, VST plugins out there to be able to adjust your audio and stuff and everything that I couldn't just sit here and just like test every single one of them. There's a bunch of them. So keep your eye out when you're looking at your audio to make yourself sound the best that you can on your stream. That there is so many different options out there that you can use as far as doing plugin stuff to use for any of the streaming programs. Another way you could also do it if you're really good at it, besides doing the voice meter bonanza, if you're really good at Audacity, you can actually set your Audacity up and do it as a virtual out plug and have that run into your OBS. And that way you do all the adjustments in your Audacity and then have it stream through the Audacity out to your OBS and stuff. Just remember that when you're using like VTS or VSTs and you use stuff like Audacity and everything, you do have that opportunity to add a little bit of latency because you're going through more gates to get your sound out to your stream and stuff. So keep that in mind when you're using these, that you might have to adjust other things. But in the long run, if once you get them set up to the way you are, you're going to make yourself sound so much more amazing for your viewers to listen to you when they're watching your videos and watch your stream. So keep that in mind, everybody. If you're somebody who wants to up your production value, you don't need a lot of money. You don't have to go out and get your fancy mic stuff. Learn how to use some of the programs they have out there to get that setting sound. Because once you get that audio set up, the rest will start coming natural as you do everything else, because that is the most important thing for your stream. You can have the choppiest stream in the world, and I can still watch you. But if you have really choppy audio, most chances are I'm not going to stay tuned into your videos, and either is anybody else. So I just hope that maybe I hope that maybe that was helpful to you guys and stuff like that, and that you guys can use that information to maybe help you as you grow as streamers and stuff and everything like that. I plan on releasing a lot more videos and stuff. If you're interested in tutorials on certain things and explanations or even further information on certain things, make sure you contact Lucky, let him know, and then Lucky can relay back to me some of the things that you guys have been asking about that could help make your videos even better and your streaming even better. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and good luck with your streams. I hope every single one of you grow and make great communities out of it. Until next time.